The moment I pulled into my driveway after lunch, I knew something was off. My workshop's wide double doors were wide open, and parked squarely between my welding stations was a pristine white Lexus SUV. The vanity plate? HOA 1. I didn't need to guess who it belonged to. Patricia Holloway. Again. But this time, she'd crossed a line she wouldn't be walking back over. I walked calmly to my toolbox, fully aware she was probably watching from behind her kitchen blinds next door, gloating. My fingers found the welding torch and mask with the ease of muscle memory. No more letters, no more conversations, no more tolerance. With a satisfying hiss, the acetylene torch flared to life. By the time Patricia noticed, I'd already sealed the first door with a clean, molten weld. Her shriek bounced off rooftops, but I barely flinched. I adjusted my mask and moved on to the next entrance. 20 minutes later, my workshop wasn't just secured, it was a fortress. And her luxury SUV? Entombed inside like a forgotten treasure in a modern art exhibit. I tossed my tools in the truck and headed for the airport. My flight to Costa Rica wasn't just perfect timing, it was destiny. Let me rewind for a second. My name's David Brennan. I've been a professional metal worker for 15 years. 2 years ago, I finally saved enough to build the workshop of my dreams behind my house in Pine Ridge Estates. Legal, permitted, HOA approved, and beautiful. It matched the neighborhood aesthetic down to the cedar siding. Then, Patricia Holloway became HOA chair. She ran on a platform of restoring order and protecting home values. But in reality, she was a control freak with a ruler in one hand and a stack of citations in the other. My workshop? Apparently her new obsession. First came the passive-aggressive letters, official-looking warnings citing rules that didn't exist. I showed her the permits. She switched tactics. Noise complaints. False ones, of course. I only worked during approved hours and used sound-dampening insulation. She didn't care. Then she escalated. She began parking her Lexus directly in front of my workshop doors, claiming she was conducting compliance inspections. The first time, I asked politely. The second time, I called the board, who brushed me off. By the fifth time, I had security cameras recording everything. Patricia's vendetta turned malicious. She spread rumors at HOA meetings, said I was running an illegal business, storing flammable materials, devaluing homes. She filed complaint after complaint. None of them stuck, but each one wasted my time and energy. She even roped in her friend Sandra to back up bogus claims. Then came the final straw. I arrived one Tuesday morning to find my workshop doors wide open and her Lexus inside. Parked neatly between my welding benches, a laminated note on the dash read, "This space is now under review as shared HOA property." She'd used a spare key, likely acquired through her sister at the management company. I took photos of everything, then called my attorney. He confirmed what I already knew. She'd committed criminal trespassing and breaking and entering. But pressing charges would be costly and slow, and Patricia would probably get a slap on the wrist. So I took a different path. If she claimed it was communal, then I had every right to secure it, properly. I welded every entry shut. Front doors, side entrance, even the windows. Precision welds. Clean, strong, permanent. I left tiny ventilation gaps, because I'm not cruel, just done. Then I did 3 things before catching my flight. 1. I posted security footage to the neighborhood Facebook group with a calm note about securing my private property. 2. I mailed a certified letter to the HOA board detailing Patricia's illegal actions. 3. I turned on my automatic sprinkler system, knowing it missed right through those little vents I'd left. Costa Rica was paradise. Beaches, cocktails, zero HOA drama. I barely checked my phone, except for updates from my neighbor Tom Garrison, who was gleefully narrating the chaos back home. By day 1, Patricia called the police, but the officers informed her that I'd done nothing illegal and that she was the one lucky to avoid charges. They wouldn't break into my property just to retrieve her car. An emergency HOA meeting was called. Patricia demanded the board fund industrial equipment to extract her Lexus. Board member Robert Dalton reminded everyone she'd acted without approval and exposed the HOA to legal risk. The motion was voted down 5-1. Only Sandra sided with her. By day 3, local news picked it up. HOA chair trapped by her own overreach. It went viral. Legal experts interviewed on TV all agreed I was in the right. Patricia, however, was in a panic. She tried hiring welders. No one bit. The local metalworking community suddenly had no availability. She even tried breaking a window to retrieve her purse, only to realize she still couldn't drive the car out. The social media posts shifted from outrage to memes. Kids dubbed the place the Lexus Mausoleum. One neighbor made a bingo card of her daily tantrums. The teens took selfies in front of it like it was a roadside attraction. 2 glorious weeks passed. When I returned, it was barbecue day. The neighborhood was buzzing. Lawn chairs, drinks, half the block gathered to welcome me back. Patricia stood off to the side, haggard and hollow-eyed. I waved, grabbed my torch, and got to work unsealing the doors. With clean cuts and practiced hands, I reversed every welt. When the final door swung open, a gasp went through the crowd. Her Lexus was still there. Dusty, fogged windows, mildew creeping along the edges. The coconut-scented air freshener I'd left swinging from the mirror was still working overtime. Patricia scrambled to her car, tried to start it, nothing. The interior lights had drained the battery. The silence was shattered by laughter as she awkwardly asked Tom for jumper cables. Even Sandra cracked a smile. When her car finally limped out of my workshop, she couldn't look anyone in the eye. But the final nail came Monday morning. The HOA board held another meeting, a vote of no confidence. Her crimes and violations were read aloud. The vote was unanimous. Even Sandra abstained. Patricia resigned on the spot. By midweek, a for sale sign popped up in her yard. Her failed lawsuit against me cost her $18,000. The Lexus needed a new battery, a window replacement, and a full detail. Another $3,000 gone. I spent that evening in my workshop, installing a final touch, a hand-forged steel sign that read, "Private Studio. Unauthorized parking will be professionally secured." The new board approved it unanimously. I saw Patricia one last time, packing boxes with a look of exhausted defeat. 3 weeks later, she was gone. Her replacements? A young couple that love art and peace. They even asked me to make them a custom gate. The HOA now focuses on real community projects. My workshop is still my sanctuary, now upgraded with reinforced doors, better locks, and full camera coverage. As for Patricia, somewhere out there, I hope she remembers that a welding torch is a poor thing to challenge, especially in the hands of a man who's had enough. Her Lexus may have escaped, but her reputation, that's sealed tighter than my steel doors ever were.